Hi friends! I want to share how I do my weekly review. So you can see this is a table in Notion. And within each table there's a row which represents the week I'm currently at. You can see that on May 25th, which is the current week, and I would usually go in and do my review. But before I do that, I want to share like what's the purpose of it. So weekly review for me is really a time to check in with myself, because within the day I'm so focused on delivering stuff, like creating stuff, and it's really hard to have the bird eye view to know which direction I'm heading at. So I really use this weekly review time to reflect and slow down and see what are some areas I could play with, what are some areas I could take out, and update the para list I mentioned earlier. So I created a template to start. And weekly review checklist, this is a template, and then I could show you how it looks like. So I'm in the edit mode, and these are the actual checklists I go through. I will clear my inbox. And these are the 5 areas where it's the most messy. So downloads is every time there's some good stuff from the internet, I will download to my laptop. Evernote is my buffer between my like top of the funnel information consumption layer to Notion in my brain. Email, of course, there's always like some like new people I meet through the emails or important stuff I received. Notebook is my physical notebook. So this one for classes, and this one for really messy stuff. I usually don't go through this entirely because I really want to just make it as my brain dump. But this one, I would really go through the new knowledge I have. And within Notion, there are 2 places where I just like throw things in it. One is breakthrough knowledge, which is something that I'm like wowed at, or aha moments I've had. I would write things down there. Or writing inspirations, like where some new topic come up and I think, well, I could totally expand on that idea. I would put it in there. There are 2 messy areas that really need time to clean up, but I wouldn't go through the entire thing because being like half complete really prompted me to have more action. So maybe that's an excuse, but that really worked for me. And then daily creation is like the daily articles I have. Sometimes I have videos like this, but it's really just like how a linked database that's done for me. So I would show you later, but that's that. And then this one is about my task manager, which is like the daily new task, which is like write an article, write a new course, write a new lesson in the new course. Like those actionable tasks I will put in closed loop, and I want to make sure that the priorities and outcome are updated accordingly. And then there's the para master list, where para basically is project, area, resource, and archive. I have another video on this, but that's how I make sure that nothing is outdated more than a week, and I could really make sure that it's a functional system in my brain. And then I would do a 5-minute idea dump. This usually takes an hour already, like going through all that, but then I want to make sure that I'm collecting myself and then seeing new ideas and write them down. So here are some journaling prompts to start. And finally, I will celebrate. This is a huge task I do every week, so I want to make sure that I'm rewarded by being accountable for myself. Okay, so now you know the structure. Let's go into the week. This is this week, and I would usually choose an emoji that best represent my week. And I think this week it's really the foundation week, where I lay down a lot of layer for my new courses and new strategies for the business. 3 emotions is what I have been feeling at the moment. Right now I'm pretty sore. My eyes are pretty sore. I'm grateful for having this opportunity to share my experiences with you and being prepared by doing this exercise itself. Brainstorming is something that I leave there just to see if something pops up. There's nothing specific, no recipe on how to do that. And then there's this idea, CC idea, which is what came to mind that could help my fiance. So here are 2 topics I really want to see him write about. So I just put in here, and then this is his database. So he will see that new, idea pop up in his table. Content creation is a database on its own as well. So I've expanded. It's in Content Hub, and every day when I create something, I will add a new row and then link it to here. So each week will be auto-populated as I write more stuff. And done is also an automatic field where I just selected the created time, and the time I created this page would be like today. So that's how I do the sorting for each week. And then here's the highs. This week, it's pretty awesome. I've graduated, and then there's the Medium post selected by a publication, and my friends recommending Living OS online. I am going to run my first book club tonight, and we have a playbook delivered. I started to play with TikTok. It's awesome. And Friends is my favorite show. It's back on HBO. And then the low is I think I have way too much time on screen time, and it's not that the total time is too long, just that I tend to focus on a really long work session, which is not the best for my health. So I probably should get some water, walk around right after this, and I want to make sure that I could time my creation, so then I don't have to do every single thing in 3 hours, right? I could maybe do 1 in the morning and then take a break, do 1 in the afternoon, take a break, but I'm still working on that part. And for the new knowledge tree, I would go to the topic forest I have and see what are some new trees I created, and usually I would just link things there. So I think maybe this week, I couldn't recall anything at the moment, but I did update the meditation forest for a bit, and I would usually go in and see what is actually there. And then this help and donate button is more of, after doing this, I really want to give back. So I would pick a creator I really love. I either buy their stuff or I just donate some, couple $25, $50 to the cause you're passionate about. And then this is similar. So let me just click here. So the breakthrough realization is this breakthrough knowledge page I refer to. It's really, I'll say, really messy, but I trust that everything in there is really amazing, because those are the aha moments I have. It's just that I haven't figured out a way to effectively process the notes, right? Because it's not really knowledge. They're all exclamations here and there. I just have to figure out how to best use this. And writing inspiration is a place where I intentionally kept really messy. Those are images or prompts or new ideas I could write about. I really want to make sure that the unstructured view could inspire me to mix them up or create something that I wouldn't do it in a structured way. Yes, and so that's basically how my weekly review goes, and I just go through this field that is more structured so that I could either sort them or extract them or even link them to other table. And then here are the more of a checklist of things where it's the same every week. I sometimes update the structure, but it's basically the same every week. And then once I create and completed them, I would go and celebrate and have a good time. So if you want to see a template, I'll link a basic page down below, but they don't have the linked database since it's hard to create a template with the table, so I just create a really simple weekly review to get you started. And I think the best way to use Notion is really to keep it simple, because as you can see, it could easily get so complicated, right? But you don't want to overwhelm yourself. So I would recommend you to just start with the bare minimum that gets you excited. And then once you start working on it, it will keep growing and growing.